I am just having
Oh
trouble
no!
aiming this
Look what's
cursor
happened.
tonight is all.
Someone or something has scared all my sheep
That's
into
fine.
Nineveh.
Just one more good run, and I'll be satisfied. Like, one more run that actually finishes because I don't make something that's just such an egregious error like that that I just, like, stop and give up on the run. Yeah, I'm playing with a controller, which is guiding the cursor, and it's working kind of like Mario Paint in that regard. It is a lot slower than if I had. There is a trackball controller for the CDI for children's edutainment point and click games specifically. It's called the roller controller. And if I had one of those, the cursor would be moving a lot faster, and that would be a huge time save. But that's like, I need to invest, I need to actually buy a roller controller, like look on eBay and etc., and then find one that's even still in working order. And it's part of the how much can we sink into this setup to optimize the experience and everything. But yeah, if you want to get into running this game, you will have a huge advantage if you have a roller controller, which means even if we get a great record on this run, it'll be extremely beatable because basically all you have to do is get the same kind of luck we had, but then like play with a roller controller, and you'll be, the cursor will be moving a lot faster, which will be helping you navigate. God. Like, it's almost enough that if there were more runners for this game, it might be worth like making a separate category if you're using a controller or like a roller controller, because it's just such a huge difference. But let's be honest, I'm literally the only person who's running this game right now, so that's just if you want to be the one to get a roller controller and make us start to have that discussion in the Lost Sheep speedrunning community, by all means. The record is right there, yours for the taking. Yeah, isn't it though? That's the thing. Maybe. I mean, we certainly couldn't do it. I imagine you'd need to be able to like solder and stuff at the very least. And there's not anything. Yeah, okay, there is a room there. But there wasn't a sheep there, so going there was kind of a waste of time, but, you know.
Here's the
Whoops. Are there other CDI mice? I wasn't aware of that, actually. The roller controller is the only one I was aware of. I think it is. I think the roller controller, you'd know because it's very, like, very child looking. Like, it's very clearly like it looks like Play School made it or something. And it's just like the controller is just one giant blue trackball with like a couple buttons on the side.
here's the deal.
Yeah, we'll check that after this run because it looks like we'll at least finish this run. We're on some sort of track anyway.
Here's the deal.
Come on. It's not terrible. It's finishable at least. If this is a world record, we'll be happy with it. Well, we would be, except I misclicked that sheep. Oh well. That's only a couple seconds. It's a dumb time loss, but it's not egregious. I didn't lose like an entire like minute to that or anything. Like, the clicking is going to be clumsy in these runs. That's just Like I'm always going to feel like I could have done this faster if only I'd been better at clicking, and I wouldn't like if I didn't miss when I tried to click on the sheep in that one room or whatever. That's just the CDI controller is just not a great controller. And that's just like the only way to fix that is to play with a roller controller or the trackball controller if that is indeed a different thing. On a regular controller, it's going to be this clumsy, and I just kind of have to accept that. I'm not going to get like what I would call a quote unquote clean run that doesn't have me misclicking or like wasting time because I misclicked or things like that. I think the only way to fix that is to get a better controller. But for the standard controller category, this run is acceptable. If I get, if I get the final few sheep shortly, so we don't have to go to the last room, though, it would be nice to at least shave those couple rooms off. I hate having to go to like literally every single room. Like, where it's only like you've seen how many rooms there are in this game, right? Like there are a lot of rooms here, and I'm only talking about skipping like 2 or 3. We're not cutting off like a third of the game here. It's not that big.
A foolish person.
It's not that big a different, or not that big of a chunk of the game we're cutting out here, but I think we're going to have to go through every single room again. I think we're running out of other places the last sheep could be. Yep, nope, there's exactly one more, and it's in the final rooms.
Congratulations! You made it home.
But I think that was still a pretty good record. In fact, I'm pretty sure, hey, we got sub 7. And I'm pretty sure that's a solid sub 7 too, because I was a little late on that final split. Like, that run should end when I click on the passage leading home and the cursor disappears, because that's when you lose control. Like, that's like, it goes from when the player's given control until when control's lost. So when I clicked on that passage, that should have been time, but I didn't actually call it until the final room loaded. So I think that's actually like comfortably sub 7 right there. I think that's going to be more like 656 or something after we retime it. We'll retime it though, and just make sure. We'll retime it offline and resubmit this run, make the highlight and everything. But for now, I think that's a good record. And again, I don't think. Well, okay, there are 2 ways to beat that record. It is an incredibly beatable record. One is to get better sheep spawn luck so that you don't have to go through like those last 2 or 3 rooms. Like, we had 19 sheep on the second passage home, but it wasn't enough. So that was, how many more passages was that? You went south, west, west, and then north. So that's 4 more rooms. If we'd gotten all 20 sheep before then we could have saved 4 rooms, which is, I don't know, 30 seconds, something like that. It's significant. And then, but like, really most of that came down to execution and like how well you can click with this controller. And the real way to get a better record on that is to get a better controller, get a trackball controller, get a roller controller, get something that's not the default CDI controller. But for the default CDI controller, and for a run where we did have to visit every last room down to like the last room, I'm happy with that. So